this.
Record over there.
Record over here.
Record over there. Record over here. Record over there.
Oh.
We're back to Wiffco Field for the last and final game. Let's talk Blitzball. Welcome to the Blitzball Boys, the podcast about Blitzball and boys, but lately about Blitzball. I'm your co-host, Brendan Rebel, along with my fellow host, Peter Del Rey.
Hey, Brendan.
Hey.
Quite a break we had between our last two episodes.
Break. We had a holiday break.
Holiday
Santa
break,
came
Happy
down.
New Year.
He slid his lard ass down the chimney.
All right. Okay. At least you weren't disrespectful.
It is full of lard.
I thought you were going to say something wildly different.
I thought about it, and then I shifted gears.
Yeah, no, I heard it. I was like, oh, no.
Gonna say something Chevy Chase related.
New Year, new... Chevy Chase related?
The National Lampoon Christmas Vacation is one of the better Christmas movies out there, and he says something about Santa.
I don't like it for the cat scene.
Oh, because it like essentially kills the cat.
Yeah, every time I watch the movie, I'm like, that scene comes up, I'm like, I think I'm done. And I turn it off.
It is burnt to crisp.
Oh my
cat
God.
is toast.
It upsets me, especially now that I have a cat. It upsets me so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's so
my goodness.
cartoony and like it looks shitty and old that I'm like, I'll excuse it. It doesn't get a laugh out of me,
Yeah.
but it doesn't upset me too much.
Gets a laugh out of who does it get a laugh out of?
Nicole or Puma? My cat.
Oh, yeah, it's Puma. The correct answer was Puma.
Hey. Who has made a video appearance at some point during this series.
She tried to bite your arm.
Yeah. Still, I had to get stitches after that.
Stitch. Na, na, da, 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 da. Shawn Mendes. But it's been a minute since we talked about this, since the second semifinal.
Mm-hmm.
Adam versus Joey, something that I think if you've been watching the whole tournament, you kind of knew it was building towards this. Joey's been fantastic from the get-go. Mm-hmm. Adam had a little bit of a stumble at the beginning, but then has been seemingly untouchable since.
Mm-hmm. We touched on it, I think, in previous episodes that Adam looks like he gets better with longer games and with more practice and more days played. Other people that have been great in this tournament, like Lorenzo, maybe struggled a little bit with the longer innings and longer play time, but here you are with our final two men.
Final two men. Final 2.5 men. Oh. What? What a reference.
Who's the half man in this scenario? Is the half man the green monster in left field?
Good, the green monster in left field. You got it. Brendan, You know what? I set it up for you. You knocked it out of the park. Wow. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
This is what we're back. Get ready for this kind of quality in 2024,
We're
everyone.
on fire.
We're on fire. My neighbors. Here you go. We're going off the rails.
My neighbors.
My neighbors. Since our last episode.
Are your neighbors Dave Franco and Zac Efron?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
The both of them. How'd you know that?
Well,
so my
there's a movie
neighbors,
about it.
It's been like for the past 2 weeks have had they've been getting their septic tank removed or replaced. Sorry, replaced.
Like, we don't need it anymore. We're just going to shit in the ground.
Well, no, they're
Throw it
selling
out.
their house.
Gotcha.
They're selling their house, and like as part of the deal is like, oh, you got to replace the septic because the septic's too old. Okay, fine. It's been going on, I think, for too long. It's been like there's been a literal fucking gigantic hole in their yard 2 weeks straight. And I don't know what it's supposed to be like by you this weekend, Brendan. We're supposed to get 5 to 8 inches of snow this week.
I've heard snow is going to be bad to date this podcast.
It's going to
be bad this weekend. So they're going to what they've probably been doing is since they can't use their septic system right now, they're just like I said, taking the shit in the hole and expecting snow to cover it all up. It makes sense to me.
That's what they came over and told us about.
And they're staying with you this weekend too.
Just to let you know, we're going to be shitting in our yard a lot.
And we're staying in your guest room.
We're gonna come wipe our ass in your guest room.
You said something about
classic
fire
Boys digression.
and fire. You know what happens when there's a fire?
Yeah,
Stuff
fire
burns.
department comes by.
Oh.
Put it out.
Oh, okay.
They put it out.
All right, yeah.
Do you even remember who we predicted to win this game? I think it was a
No.
split. I think you might have gone Adam.
I'm on
I
Team
went
Adam,
Joey.
yeah. Adam's such
now
a
we
nasty
know.
pitcher that I can't. Pitching always wins baseball games, so
Joey was so good coming into this game.
yeah. Well, they talk about it later on that Adam's been hitting lately. He's been hitting in previous
How tall
tournaments
do you
too.
think Adam is? He looked really tall in this
It's hard
video.
to tell because he's got long shorts.
Mm.
You know, it throws me off a little bit.
Mm.
They're interesting
The longer
shorts.
the shorts, the longer you look for all the kids listening.
Yeah, that is true. The shorter the shorts, the longer you look. So
And for
either
the
way,
kids listening-
you're golden.
For the kids listening who don't have a septic tank, it's essentially a big pot in your yard that all your shit goes to. If you don't have sewage.
This is a podcast where you learn things.
This is the shit podcast, guys. All right, Brendy, get into
All
the
right,
birds.
no more turd talk today.
No more.
Here we go. We finally made it to the final battle of these Blitzballers, and we're left with Joey Aioli and Adam, middle name Busta, Knudsen. Mailman allows the bases to get loaded without allowing hard contact, but one too many risers allows Adam to hit one to the Skyzers. The first inning grand slam makes it 4-0, but he's not done yet as he scarfs down an Oppo Taco, maxing out the inning. Joey answers right away with a daddy hack homer, but can't make up the difference as we head to the second, 5-2. Joey has to hold Adam to 2 runs in this inning to stay alive, but Adam quickly hits a 2-run homer. It's only a matter of time before Adam reclaims his belt, and he does just that with a bases-loaded single. Adam Knudsen, congratulations, you are the Blitzball 1v1 tournament champion.
Kind of wild, right? Like, I mean, first off, effectively a top of the ninth walk-off is crazy.
I'm glad they mentioned that because I don't know if that's a rule we're supposed to remember, or if maybe longtime viewers of the channel know this rule, or if it's like specific to this particular tournament.
Right.
Glad that they dropped it in the edit. I guess I don't know if this is how I would have handled that if it was like my backyard tournament. Do you like this rule of like not being able to catch up past a certain point?
No. I don't think I do. I think I don't know if I would rather everything but the final half inning has a 5-run limit, or just like final inning in total has no limit.
Right.
But it is what it is. I mean, let's be honest. Okay. Joey DiMeo, fantastic all tournament. I loved watching him play. He was electric.
He made a lot of adjustments all tournament long too.
He was never catching up.
And that's part of it too. Like I agree with you. I don't know if I love it, but at the same time, what are you going to do? I like the idea of just being able to catch up at all costs, and and you have to make up. If you can make up that giant hill, then that's also a really awesome show to watch. But at the same time, you stopped Adam from going past 5 earlier when he could have had a 10-run inning if you didn't cap him.
Exactly. Adam was nuts. And even in the second inning, I don't think Joey would have recorded an out in this second inning if Adam was very adamant on if like he didn't want to win on a walk. So he was swinging at shit that he never would have been swinging before. So he got struck out. Okay. That's fine.
Right.
I get it. It ended up with him getting a hit to win the game anyways. But let's bring it back to the first inning.
Beginning.
Back. I'm going back to the first inning.
Looked like you weren't sure if you were going to make yourself laugh, and you're like, you know what? I will laugh at that.
You know what? I'm not above laughing at my own jokes. Nobody else is gonna.
That's right.
Brendan, every laugh you hear from Brendan when he laughs at things that I say, it's all put in post. He deadpans me during.
When he jokes, I get angry. I go like...
He gets angry. He gets really red. It's crazy. Oh. He hulks out. Brendan hulks out. Go ahead, Brendan. Hulk out for the
Maybe a little dizzy. Oh.
Ooh.
I look good.
Oh, Brendan. What did I used to do a joke where I went, Oh, Brendan. I think I did.
It definitely did.
I was thinking about that today in the shower. Oh
Oh, well,
no!
yeah.
Oh no!
Back to the beginning. Back to the first inning.
Back to the beginning. Okay, started over from the beginning. Okay. First inning. Like you said, Adam was on fire. I mean, so it wasn't like it didn't look completely over for Joey because Joey did get 2 outs in this inning. He got him to strike out. What was it?
There's a ground out too.
Oh no!
I think.
Did he get 2?
I think he got a
What's going
strikeout
on
and a
here?
ground out.
It was a walk. Yeah, third at bat, strikeout. Oh, that was crazy that he didn't swing at that. That's right.
Oh, right. It was
Because
like that funny. Sometimes it just freezes you when you think it's gonna do something, and it just
Right.
stays right down. It almost like eerily doesn't move. Where even
Right.
like a fastball will do something.
For those who haven't watched or for those who forget, Adam was fighting off great pitches from the get-go. It was like
Right.
there was no rust. He didn't need to warm up at all. He was fighting it off, staying alive, earning these walks to start. And then in the third at bat, Joey throws a pitch sidearm, a slider that rises and completely freezes Adam and hits like dead center of
center.
the tarp.
I think when
Crazy.
they do like the replay of the point of view of Adam, he's just like, "Yep, okay, I'm out."
Yeah.
I didn't know what that. You just get frozen sometimes. But you're right. You're
Right.
fully right about Adam's at bats leading up to that. He's fouling off everything, and these are really tough rising pitches. I remember talking about Lorenzo's last game against Joey, and how Joey was getting hit around when he was throwing just his sidearm sinkers, and I'm like, Lorenzo cannot touch your riser. Why are you not just throwing the riser? And like later in the game, he eventually found out, and he was missing barrels with that. And you think I understand why he would throw so many in this game because it worked towards the end of the last game he played. And I would just go with that too. And apparently Adam's not known as like the best hitter in the league until this tournament. And I would just throw it over and over again. And he did that. And he was getting decent results besides losing the zone a little bit until the grand slam. Even I think Adam even said it after he hit the home run. It's like, it only took me 20 at bats to finally link up with his riser. It's a tough pitch.
I mean, it is a tough pitch, and Joey's very good. I mean, we all know the score at this point, 8-2 to Adam. Joey, I guess he didn't really play as though it should have been an 8-2 game. I mean, he let up 2 walks. Really, that was the killer. And then Adam is number 1 player in the season.
Yeah.
Cranks, as you said, grand slam. Then he grounds one to Joey for an out.
But he's not missing anything.
And then, no, he wasn't missing
key.
a single thing.
And that's the key, I think, in this game is Joey's stuff is
Until
good.
later on.
Right. Joey's stuff is
even then
good,
it was-
but he can't rely on just that pitch mix to get out this guy that's at this level right now. Adam is just looking so good that you have to vary it up way more than you are in order to get him out. He's seeing too much of the same look and the same types of pitches.
Well, I mean, like, so Joey really kind of like, I feel like most of the people in this tournament, except for Adam, really showed their hands as we're really good pitchers over 1 inning. You know, where even at the end of this inning, Joey looked super tired. He was missing the zone by a lot before Adam hit a home run to get the 5 spot and max out the inning, go into Joey's at bat. Which, by the way, I don't know if you noticed this, the rest of the tournament, it had always been the higher seed pitches first. But this time, because obviously Joey was undefeated.
Right.
Oh,
And,
nobody was undefeated this tournament.
right.
So because Joey was undefeated, he got last licks, in theory.
In theory.
So Joey gets up to the bat, hits a home run. You and me are sitting there going like, "Oh, we got a
Here we go.
game. This is Lorenzo
Also,
v. Joey."
that ball that he hit was fully muscled out. That was not like well struck by any means. He just had the right launch angle and just like manhandled the ball over the Wiffco sign.
Right.
Like some of the
But
balls that
then-
we see, like you could tell that sounds like a home run. That one just looked
Right.
like it because he swung so hard, and it like decent. I wouldn't say it just made it. It wasn't like a wall scraper by any means, but should have gone
It's
much
so
further
hard
if it
to
got barreled.
tell.
It is hard to tell.
It's so hard to tell.
But both of like Adam's home runs both looked like goner just because of the finish. Like I think
Right.
Adam's grand slam swing was like
Yeah,
a Mike
but
Ford
Blitzball's
esque
weird.
home run.
Blitzball's weird. Like, how many times have you hit a blitzball and you're like, fucking crushed it, and then
Crushed
it
to
just
left
like,
field, and then it'll
popped up to the
go
pitcher
all the way to center field.
Well,
and then
even
some.
like it'll just go up. It'll just keep rising, and then the wind will just get it, and it'll push it back
Right.
towards you.
If you don't hit enough on a line.
It's so hard to tell unless you hit like a line drive home.
Yeah.
But like then Adam responds in the best way possible.
Curses out Joey.
Curses out Joey. He says, darn you."
Yeah.
2 strikeouts. 2 big strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
And you go from, when you're Adam in this situation, you have completely given up momentum to ripping it right back out of Joey's hands.
Making him look
now
silly in some
Joey-
at-bats too. Adam just has some of the craziest off-speed pitches I've ever seen. He just no one has the breaking balls that Adam has.
Yeah, and because he could just fucking contort his body too.
Yeah, he's got that that lanky lefty arm.
Yeah. Bustin', they call him. I came up with that just now.
That's good.
You like that?
I like that.
I just came up with it. They call him Bustin'.
I don't get it.
One of my favorite jokes is just stealing other people's jokes and then saying I came up with it.
I didn't know you stole
I
it.
did.
It sounded like a good new
I
joke.
did come up with that one. I came up with that myself.
Let us know in the comments who came up with the joke.
Who came up with the joke? Get in the comments. Bustin' Knudsen. That was such a good one, Brendan. It had everything. It took everything for me to not die laughing when you said that. He comes back, and then you see Joey is a little more picky with what he's swinging at after this.
Mm-hmm.
Walk, single after that, another walk to load the bases. Another walk, if I recall correctly, to bring in the second run.
At this point, when it's 5-2 and bases loaded, there 1 or 2 outs, I forget.
2.
He needs to take advantage of this and at least get another couple of runs in here to really put the pressure on Adam. But once you get out of it, you have to feel great.
You know what's crazy to me? I completely forgot about this, and I saw this note that I put down. Is it just me, or did it feel like there was 8 at-bats this half inning?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like every single at-bat had a 2-strike count.
There was definitely a lot of times where Adam would get to 2 strikes and lose it. And anything that got on base, I think, was probably a 2-strike count at some point. I agree with you.
I mean, the homer is the only one that I can't really think of, like perfectly. But it's like 2 strikeouts. Obviously, they had 2 strikes, and then it felt like a walk that was a 2-strike count that ended up being a full count walk. A single that I think was pretty early on, and then it was like 2-strike, 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 and then he strikes him out in that final at bat.
I know that feeling too. Like as him being like a pitcher's pitcher, getting ahead in the count is super important, and then you want to give him a different look. And Adam has the stuff that you can give him a different look. He's got 3 different arm angles, all of which he could either throw a fastball version of a pitch or a breaking ball version of a pitch, and add 3 different arm slots. And when you get ahead, you don't want to just throw him another one of the things. When you get ahead, you don't want to throw another one of the things that got you there in the first place. That's when they're seeing too much of the same tunnel, and they're going to catch up with it. So
Yeah.
I get going with different stuff and maybe losing the at-bat, but he's good enough where that's not going to continue to happen to him over and over again. He's eventually going to find that strikeout pitch, and he does.
Right. And like you were saying before, Adam in this tournament has only gotten better on both sides. Pitching, he had gotten better. And then batting, it went from, I believe he was the only person in the, maybe, were there 2 people in the tournament? I think it was just him and maybe Matt. who had games where they didn't score any runs. I think that's right. Like Joey's or Adam's first game, I don't think he scored a run, and then it worked up to the point like we were talking about before, where he was making contact with everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Like we'll say it later on. We'll see it later on, where he gets a strikeout. We'll just go into the second inning. Now Adam's back at bat, up at bat. Chance to walk it off. Caden tells us all he needs is 3 runs, and that puts this game mathematically out of the question for Joey. Like we talked about before, he really only struck out in this half inning because he said to himself, I don't want this to end on a walk. I'm going to reach for it. And he swung at a lot of pitches that, were uncharacteristic swings for Adam because he was so disciplined at the plate and he was so locked in, really.
Yeah. I know that feeling too. Like I just, same things happen to me when I play with our buddy Chris. If I feel like I have ducks on the pond, as they say, and I'm about to walk it off in some fashion or win or put it out of reach, whatever it is, you just get more aggressive because you're just like, I feel it. Not even that you want to get it over with, that's part of it, but you also just like, I can't wait. Here it comes. I just have so little to do. I just got to do it. Here I come, and brain on. And then you get a little, you swing out of your shoes a little bit.
Just out of them.
Just out of them. Then you got to buy a new pair.
Just out of them.
That's how they end up on the telephone wires.
On the news, yeah.
Yeah.
Shoes on the news. Joey, you got to feel for him.
Yeah.
I think he had 2 strikeouts that were called back because he exceeded the speed limit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how would this game have been different if he had those 2 extra strikeouts?
I mean,
because
definitely like result-wise, it's helpful, but also confidence-wise, like, oh yeah, like I just dotted that corner with an awesome riser. But I mean, Adam still has the upper hand by so much at this point; it doesn't fully matter that much.
Exactly.
It's more just like a kick in the balls.
Just trying to build some drama. Build a little bit of what if, Joey
would have won. I think Joey would have won if it wasn't for those
I
pitches.
think Joey probably, now that I'm thinking about it, I think Joey probably. Just kidding. Because when he got those 2 strikeouts, Adam had already got 2 runs. He hit a stingle, as I wrote, a stingle to start. Then he crushed another homer. And then, like, after those 2, and it was already 7-2, that's when, like, he threw a walk. And then an 81-mile-an-hour strikeout, redo-dedo, walked him. Then hit by pitch. Then 2 strikes to start off the at-bat with 80-plus pitches. And then he strikes him out in this one anyway, so that doesn't even matter, really.
Yeah.
And that's the one we were talking about where Adam was just fucking swinging. Bases loaded. Adam hits a single up the left, I believe. Mm-hmm. Walked off the game with a single, 8-2. Adam Knudsen, Bustin' Knudsen, wins this game. Reminds everybody just why he's number 1. You're not just number 1 because you can side of the game. What's the phrase? One side of the plate? Is that right? No.
One side of the coin?
One side of the coin? There's no coins in baseball.
One side of the brim of the hat?
One side of the bat?
One side of...
There's a phrase, I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
One side of the...
cat in the hat?
Cat. One cat in the hat?
One cat in the hat. One cat in the hat. Coming up. Adam Bustin' Knudsen. Adam, I hope you like this new nickname because it's sticking, baby.
Oh, you better like it.
It's sticking, baby. We're going to have Adam on the show just to tell us, just for him to say Bustin' Knudsen, and then we're going to end the episode.
That's it.
5-second episode.
This is Adam Bustin' Knudsen, 1v1 champion.
It's like,
it'll be like back in the day when they used to do the Disney
Wiffco
promos.
Field.
Like, I'm Ashley Tisdale, and this is Disney Channel.
Yeah.
I'm Adam Bustin' Knudsen, and this is Blitzball Place.
We're going to get an episode that goes, we're back at Wiffco Field. And then it's just going to go, I'm Adam Bustin' Knudsen. And they go, Brendan, what should people be drinking? That's how it should. That's how it's going to go.
It's a bad time to ask people what they should be drinking.
Why?
I don't know.
Why do you say that?
You just say things sometimes.
Sometimes things just come out. We should ask Busted Knudsen if things just come out.
It's got that hand.
It's a good time.
This is how we celebrate the champion.
This is how we celebrate the new year, 1, and the champion, 2.
Right.
And the loser? Oh, no.
Oh. Loser Joey, you did a great job, though. I mean,
He did do a really good job.
Really did a great job. I think if he was able to hit at all this game, which is tough against one of the better pitchers,
Right.
he had a shot to clean up his act on the mound when he got back up there. Yeah, the best pitcher. I think that Adam could have probably gotten to this point in the championship even if he wasn't hitting that much, honestly. Just with how good he was on the mound, especially in the second half of the tournament. I think he could have held his own in the beginning, but like his filthiness goes such a long way that if the later part of the tournament, if he was just pitching this well and was maybe scraping across a couple runs,
Right.
he still could have done it.
I don't know, man.
But like the fact that he's able to just be a Goliath on both sides of the brim of the hat,
Both sides of the brim of the hat.
both sides of the cat in the hat,
Both sides
really
of the
incredible.
cat.
That's what it's. Both sides
It
of the
really
cat.
is.
Yeah.
The kitty cat.
Yeah.
The kitty cat to catch. Yeah. I mean, it is kind of crazy seeing the differences between these two games because he played Joey twice.
Lost
Getting
the first
shut
one.
out.
Yeah.
Shut out in the first one and then absolutely dominating in the second.
Like you said, it takes some 20 at bats to see the riser now, and then I guess when you see anything enough, you're eventually going to catch up with it. That's what it takes.
You gotta. But with that, player of the game.
Player of the game.
It's Adam. He won. Play of the game.
Play the game. I have a play of the game in mind.
I can't hear the sounds.
That's
I still
okay.
can't hear the sounds.
They're in there.
Okay.
I promise.
I promise.
I promise. I'm in.
I promise.
My play of the game, you're probably going to... You hate all my plays of the game. My play of the game is the Grand Slam. Just because it was really the tone setter. And even aside from it, even if it wasn't that impactful, which I don't know how a Grand Slam could be impactful, it was just such a beautiful... It was my favorite swing of the entire tournament. It was gorgeous.
It was so good.
It was beautiful. That was like a Yankee Stadium, like upper deck, like second deck home run type of swing.
Yankee Stadium. Who plays there? It's a good joke. It's a really good joke. The Atlanta
and the Hawks.
The Rock Hawks.
The Rock Hawks. It was a beautiful swing. Even like his Apotaco was beautiful in the way that it was just like a hitting coach's wet dream to watch him take an outside pitch and just smash it the other way. Just gorgeous hitting, great piece of hitting. That to me like is the more exemplary swing for like a growing hitter. Looks great.
Yeah, it did. It did look great, and it was just like it was so poetic in a sense of like as we've been saying, Adam's whole tournament was just growing, like getting better, and then capping it off with a grand slam in the final. No. I would have picked the same exact play.
I'm kind of disappointed now.
All right, pick a different play.
The ground out to Joey
is so impactful. Without that play, this game wouldn't have been what it was.
This game would have been trash.
This game would have been garbage. Put this game out on a Friday because this game's garbage.
Friday is not garbage day for everyone, Peter.
Friday is garbage day for everyone.
It is for me, but not for everybody.
It's also for me.
Damn it.
Uh-oh.
Service says?
Let's play Family Feud. Let's shut the podcast down and let's play Family Feud.
Tune in to next Family Feud where me and Peter are a two-person family.
Two-person family who are feuding.
We're fighting with each other the whole time, arguing.
Shut the fuck up. You're like doing the thing. You're not even saying a shit answer. No good answer. Good answer here. But with that, the tournament comes to a close.
Tournament comes to a close.
We have nothing to preview, but I do want to give some flowers to at least a couple guys. First and foremost, I know that Caden said it on the episode. Lorenzo, hell of a tournament from this guy.
Yeah.
Hell of a tournament. I mean, he comes in what, 7 seed? That's the lowest seed, right?
Yeah, and he's overall ranked 20, I think, going into this tournament.
7th seed. Brendan and I were going over the stats beforehand. He was like top 3 in most of the stats that we tracked, except for 2, I think it was. I think the only things like were on the pitching side. He was on a per game basis. So take his total divided by the games he played. He was tied for most strikeouts thrown. He had the most outs recorded. The least amount of hits by pitch, but who really cares about that? On the batting side, he had the most at-bats on average per game. So he was staying in there making those other pitchers work, getting them tired. And that really helped,
Yeah.
Most singles, most doubles, second most home runs, third highest RBI, or fourth highest rather, average highest RBI per game. He did an amazing job for somebody who was ranked 7th coming in. Every single game he played, he was the underdog.
And even in the end, he was like inches away from going to the championship.
Inches. It was just like we were saying before. This tournament really exposed everybody but Adam as guys who could only really throw 1 inning's worth of pitches. Adam could sustain it over 2, but most of these other guys could not.
Yeah, I wonder if they've ever done this in other tournaments, but I would like to see throughout the episode the speed, like the radar gun, because to me, it maybe just Adam has more easy gas. Because
what?
Joey is throwing hard. You could tell he's throwing hard, but we only
he's
know
letting it rip on the mound.
Well, that's like you're a shot put thrower. When you breathe out, it goes further. So if you rip ass as you throw, same concept.
Jetpack.
A little boost in the back. But I would be nice to know how fast these guys are throwing throughout, because I wonder if the reason why Adam's able to have like longer sustainability is because he's maybe teetering more towards the mid 70s or something like that, where other people are topping out every pitch.
He's a breaking ball guy, right?
Right. Which helps.
So inherently, those are going to be slower pitches.
Right.
Interesting. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
Let's get that radar showing.
Get the Raider.
Get the radar.
Get the Raider.
Even just wherever the reads, just put that visible to the camera.
Yeah. Make it invisible.
I'd love to see that. Make it invisible.
For the fans.
For the fans.
You got anybody you want to shout out, Brendy?
We were talking about Caden earlier. Caden famously
also very good.
learned how to throw a curveball in the warehouse, and it did him really well in this tournament. Everyone was amazed that he's throwing breaking balls, and that he's able to pitch.
Throwing them well.
Yeah, always been a good hitter, and really just dropping some nasty curves. And not for the level of talent of these guys, it's surprising how much they all lean on like the very basic blitzball pitches. Being like, I guess that's kind of like baseball in general too. Like most pitchers are fastball first. I mean, like, I don't know. There's a surprising lack of like weird. Like Joey had that random knuckle drop that just was the most absurd pitch we've seen all tournament.
Right.
Like, I'm surprised we don't use more of those, but I guess it's harder to throw them for strikes at the same time.
Yeah. I don't want to like cross over our 2 blitzball shows too much, but like we've talked to John Boy, right? Specifically about pitches in the warehouse and Jimmy used to throw the Vulcan curve. Why don't you do that anymore? Jimmy kind of like told us, for lack of a better term, and this is not Jimmy's words, these are my words, there kind of is a metagame in blitzball where everybody kind of just figures out, these are the best pitches to throw. We're only going to throw these 3 pitches. So you don't really see things like we did in this game with the knuckle drop that went the opposite way.
Yeah.
You don't really see things like fork balls, even like rising sliders. You didn't really see that out of
They're
anybody
mixed in
except
here
for
and there.
Joey.
Yeah. We have
Only
Lorenzo
Joey was
throwing a
throwing
couple too.
Yeah, like you don't really see that. You typically see everybody's throwing the same pitches. And for some reason, Hayden figured it out this time around.
Mm-hmm.
He figured out how to throw them and how to throw them accurately.
Yeah, that's the key.
It is the key.
So good job, Caden.
Good job, Caden. Good job, Lorenzo. Good job, Joey. Good job,
boys.
Adam.
And nobody else.
Nobody
It's all the flowers.
else.
It's all the flowers.
That's all of our flowers. We didn't buy enough. So not everybody gets some.
They're all out at Costco.
They were all out at Costco. It was weird. All of their bouquets only had 4.
Yeah, all the other YouTube tournaments I think were just finishing as well around this same time. So that's why all the flowers are gone.
That's why all the flowers are gone.
Makes sense.
Makes some sense. Makes some dollars. Makes some sense. But with that, the tournament closes. And with that, I believe the next thing you were telling me is
End
Blitzball
of March,
World Series.
Blitzball World Series, I think, should come out sometime in March. And we'll be back for that. If you like this, you'll see us then. If you didn't like this and you still are here at the end of the episode,
weird.
I love a good hate listen. So I'm happy to have you here. And we'll see you back in March.
Yeah, but for now, Brendan, what should people be drinking?
Drink Subtlety is the drink brewed by me. You can find it at thesubtlety.com. Get $2 off any order of a 12-pack with code HOPPYBOYS, which is my other podcast where we talk about beer. You can only listen if you're old enough. If not, I know you're there, and I'll boot you out.
It's so funny because early Hoppy Boys days, I'm pretty sure you and Brian had a joke that you only wanted underage listeners.
It sounds like something you would say.
I'm pretty sure that's what was said early days in Hoppy Boys lore.
Well, start from the beginning of the show, find out, and tell us.
Yeah,
you can also
listen to them all.
Listen to them all.
I did it.
But you can listen to some warehouse guests on that show. Same thing on the Lonely Boys, where we talk about Gossip Girl, and you can listen to. We're going to be coming out with a lot of stuff on this very channel of the Blitzball Boys sometime soon. I think there's a lot of warehouse stuff dropping that we will definitely be talking about.
Blitzball Battle Force coming out soon.
PB4 is a big one. I know if you watch this, you definitely watch PB4. So see us there.
Yep. I will promote my brother Matthew Del Rey. If you see him, be nice to him. He's a good boy. Give him a hug and a kiss. God knows he needs it. Placia Stars. Thank you for listening to us.
Thank you.
We're hoping that we'll be better eventually, but for now, thanks for toughing it out. Thanks for toughing it out, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate all you.
Listen to Brendan and I be tired after work.
We're grateful to be a part of this community with all of you.
Very grateful. But with that, Brendy, ask me the question.
You got anything else you don't want to talk about?
Nope. Bye.
Bye-bye.